Hey guys and gals, hey guys and gals, what is good? What is good today? What is good today? What is good? How is it going? How's it going? How is it going? I'm actually asking, how's it going? You having a good day? Day's good? Is your day good? I certainly hope so. Hopefully it's been going better than my morning. Man, let's go. Not to get into details, but man, I had to restart the stream and everything. It's like, what's up today? Let me double check. Quick mod stuff, guys, gals. Make sure we're good. Okay, perfect. Excellent. All right, cool. Okay, let's get into this. Anything I miss? I don't know. Too much information, guys, huh? Way too much. Let's see. I'm gonna quickly shout you guys out, and then we're gonna get right to things, huh? What do you think? Is that what we should do? You know, a little more working and a little less yabbering. It's okay, guys. It's okay. Yeah, hold up. One other thing I have to do. Not here. I need to go here. And I need to go here. And I need to go here. And yeah. I need to go here and there. Here and update my documents. I'm a little bit not fully updated. Okay, cool, but we're good. We're good. Perfect. Okay, shouty outies time. It's shouty outies time. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Starting with Twitch followers, supporters. You're all great. Nicole Trace, 66. Bart number 1. Jim Jam, 1238. Kazert, 20. My guy. Gavin, 555. Kamikaze ML. Kamikaze ML. It's great to have you. Okay, please don't kamikaze yourself, my guy. I love you, man. I love you as a individual that you are, and it's great to have you being part of the channel. Okay, I care about you, man. I care about you. Let's turn it up. Here we go. I'm kind of again, I have too many tabs open. Is that how I say it? What's that saying I say? Just hold up. It's a funny thing I say. My brain has too many tabs open. That's it. My brain has too many tabs open. That's the problem, guys, gals. That is my problem. Must be my problem. It must be. Okay. I want to continue. I'm kind of prepared, but not fully prepared. So, it's a little embarrassing. Where is it? Here we go. Let's throw it out there for I Ducky. One more time. I Ducky. Let's go. And continuing. Let's finish. Shall we finish? Turning it up for Wicked Stat. Let's go. Con Papa's 9. Welcome. Last but not least, here on Twitch, most recent follower. Let's go. Brother, turn it up. Slow motions. Let's go. On YouTube, WX87, Flawless Hack, Salt of the Earth Ministry, Blessed my brother, and A-Ah. I'm going to go with A-Ah. I'm just calling you A-Ah because that's his name. A-Ah. Appreciate every single one of you supporters, followers of the channel. I must be doing something kind of half right if you guys are following. That's great. It really truly is. Actually is. There are some days I'm like, why am I even doing this? You know? And I'm sure if you were doing the exact same thing I'm doing, you would be asking yourself the same question. Why am I even doing this? Well, you know what? This is why. It's you guys and gals that keep the train going. It honestly is, right? If it wasn't for you, supporters, followers of the channel, I'd probably just quit and then just do my own thing, you know, working in the background, all quiet stuff, just grinding code, getting better, you know, because there's lots to learn. It truly is. Always learning something new. There's always something new, especially if you kind of get to the level where you're trying to understand and decipher the code behind that is created so that we can write code. Yeah. Man, those guys are all magical coders. They're all magical. Is there such thing as a magical sound on YouTube, guys, gals? Magical sound. Kind of like, you know, like a wizard wand. Magical sound. Oh, there is such thing as a magical sound. Wild sauce. Okay, I don't need 15 sound effects. I just need one. I don't need to download any either. Let's do this one. Okay, that's not
I like mechanics though, dude. Big time.
Skip. Oh, there we go. Roll the magical sound. That's how they do it when they write code, guys. They use the magical sound. Because they're awesome. Going on 4 years into this, guys and gals, okay? C++, C Sharp, getting my Microsoft certificate, Unity, all those things. Circled all the way back here to C++ because I kind of miss it and I still love it. Yeah, 4 years and still not done. Still not done because there's more to learn. Always learning, guys and gals, always learning. Okay, quick yays. And we're going to get to work, guys and gals. Again, I appreciate your understanding. The chatter and the talk and that's kind of for you guys and gals, you know. Oh man, I really can't talk today. Issues. I just want to cry. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I do that for you just to chat with you guys and gals a bit. Now, if you want to kind of just get straight to learning, that's great. I'm not going to be all hurt about it. Yeah, man, that's awesome. You want to get straight to learning? That's great. It really is. Like, man, you got drive, I'm telling you. So yeah, we'll see you in the future. In the future. One more time. I gotta incorporate that somehow. Okay, let's go. All right, this is for you guys and gals, and then we're gonna get to work. Gets to works. Yeah. Let's go. That's for you, brothers and sisters. Thank you for the support. Thank you for keeping things going. Learning and growing with the channel with Johnny. Whiskey Tango coding. Whiskey Tango Sharp coding. I'll get that right 1 year. I don't know. Yeah, it's like my own company and I don't even know the name. Isn't that crazy? That's totally crazy. It is, guys. Why not? One more time. Let's go. All right, here we go, guys and gals. Appreciate you being here. Let's get to learning. Flick that switch in the old brain cranium. Flick. Turn it from 0 to 1. Let's go. So I was going to kind of go over something here quickly from last stream a little bit. Working with like nested parentheses and such. We were kind of working right here, right? Let's see what they got. What do they have here? I'm following the course outline. Again, guys and gals, if you're just joining and checking things out for the first time, I'm doing kind of a coding series here, if you will. If you're interested in learning C++, which is great, that's fabulous, I'm telling you. I recommend starting kind of from the beginning. This is basically... they're like lectures and or tutorials. Lectures and or tutorials. Okay, guys and gals. All right, appreciate you doing that. So if you go back to wherever you need to go, and we'll see you in the future. in the future. Oh, hey, welcome back. Man, it's great to see you. It's been a minute. It's been, I don't know, 40 hours. I don't know, wild guess. Just wild guessing here. But it's great to have you back. Let's go. All right. So we were doing stuff like this, and we're talking about bed mass, ped mass a little bit so that you guys, understand a little bit about what's happening when you run code or lines of code. And the fact that, the compiler, I guess we'll just call it the compiler, right, actually follows ped mass, bed mass rules. That's amazing. Amazing. Again, I was recommending that if you want to be, I guess you could use the word explicit. If you want to make certain that a certain portion of your calculation gets separated from other calculations in code, recommend using parentheses always, okay? Just to guarantee you're always going to get that correct answer. Now I have a local variable, right there it is. There's where's your hide-ins, right there. Okay, all right. So, just do that to kind of make it a little bit easier visually to read. So let's see, they have some other ones here. Let's see, let's do a little kind of cleaning up, I guess, a little bit. And we're gonna do this. We're gonna keep numbers to think, numbers to type, but then we're incorporating a couple other variables here. Just kind of going off what they have verbatim. Okay, there's that, and they're kind of long names, so people, I guess this is the way you could create your own variables, right, guys and gals? It's obvious what they are and what they mean. People in the office, people on vacation, makes sense. So they have in total seconds equals all of this, and then they have a little bit more. They've kind of added to it. So it continues on. All right, so it's going to be people in office. Now it may not make sense, but the main goal here is to show you how to separate your code a little bit, right? Looking at this, you're like, it's a little hard to read. It's a little hard to follow, a little difficult to follow. You don't know what's being calculated first, last. And, when you're multiplying things or, variables, everything kind of gets multiplied together, right? So then we have this addition going on, and then we have this multiplication going on, and then at the end we have the addition of people on vacation. That doesn't work, right? So we're going to organize the code a little bit better, and let's say, we're just hypothetically speaking here, we want all of this here, we're just going to go like this, all this here to be calculated first before, and then also this calculation as well gets separated. So I'll just put it back in behind. There we go. Okay, so all of this is being done first, all of this is being done second, and then they get multiplied together. Or it could end up being an addition thing of sorts, right? So that's kind of what I wanted to get at. But it does get a little kind of crazy, right? So what we could do is we could take this and we could actually break it into parts. So we can declare, like we're doing here, we're declaring, I better go like this, just to fix things up. And then take this num minutes to think. Let's see. Actually, the total seconds, total minutes, total seconds. They're really breaking it up here. Okay, so creating new variables. One called total minutes. We'll just go like that. I don't know. I'm not used to. I like to start with kind of camel case. I guess I could follow what they have. And then so we're creating a new variable, and then we're taking this part here, we're going to cut that out, we're going to put it here. And then we're taking this here, and we're going to replace it with that. And that cleans up the code a little bit, right? This is our final output line here, right? So we've done that. What's next? Total seconds equals, so they got int total seconds. We're just learning different ways to kind of break your code up into parts. Okay, total minutes times, so you take the total minutes. They're kind of leapfrogging the information a little bit, I guess. And then of course I've created this constant, because I'm getting rid of the literal constant that they're showing. So I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to go like this. So actually I could have taken all of this, Control X, and just put it right here. Boom. So now all I need to do is go like this. Well, it's getting a lot cleaner now, right? And then they have total people. See, we've got this one. We don't need that anymore. Oh, right, that's why. Okay, if you notice, when I clicked in here, I can see where my cursor is. I know when you get used to using an IDE, for example, like if you click somewhere randomly, like the cursor should automatically be in line here, right? So because it went there, that's telling me, the program's telling me that I got something missing in syntax. So I added my syntax. Now you can see I'm clicking there, and boom, fixed. That's a little bit of a tip for you guys and gals. Little subtleties that the IDE does to let you know that you're missing something is pretty awesome. Okay, so we're going to create a new variable called int total people. And again, you could do this. You could break your well, these haven't been declared, that's why it's doing that. So we need to declare them. Go like this, whoops, and comma, and here. That's the only reason why it was doing that, guys and gals. There we go. Okay, now everything's good. I don't understand why that happens, the pointy finger thing. It's really weird. Happens to me once in a while. All right, because we're not done. I built it just to get rid of it. It's gone, but now we got more problems. It's only because I got this unfinished. Okay, so people in the office plus people on the vacation. Okay, we should keep this. Because we do have to kind of declare it so the program knows what's up. We're going to take all of this, Control X, we're going to put it there. Boom. So now, so these are kind of grouped. These are our declaring variables. These are our new declaring variables. And then we're just taking what's up here. And so right here is what's up here. Right here, total minutes is from here, and then the seconds is from there. That's our constant. And then of course we got the people in the office and people on vacation. We got to declare and initialize them. And so now we're making all that right hand side stuff equal left hand side, right, guys and gals? And then we take total people in total seconds, total total per seconds. Sure, total per seconds. We'll just update this. Right here, guys and gals, we're actually declaring this variable in this line right now. Okay, this is actually declaring these right here. That's why the program's like, okay, you want integer, great. So I'm gonna get rid of these brackets. You can see how much quicker we clean that up. Okay, so total per second equals total seconds plus we need I'm gonna go like this actually, and I'm gonna go like that, and I'm actually gonna rename this to something, I don't know, final total or something, just so it makes more sense. Okay, final total equals total per seconds, and total per seconds is total people plus times total seconds. Hold up, interesting. Where are you? Right there. Because we haven't used that yet, have we? All right. And there, now we just take that, the total per seconds. What? Total per seconds equals, I think it's this here. Total people times total seconds. Yeah. So final total equals, I guess that's everything. I'm just trying to understand their what they're doing here, right? I hope that makes sense. I mean, it may not be written properly. It may not give us what we're looking for, but you get the idea, right? You have to kind of obviously be organized in your head. Okay, this equals that. You're creating all this, right? This equals that. I'm not creating any of this stuff. This is just imaginary. So I really don't care if it works or not. It's just to give you an idea, right? You could actually, I mean, you do have to realize that we are creating more variables, new variables, more information being pushed onto the stack, if you will, guys. Can't talk today. I don't know why. But yeah, so realize that too as well, okay? You can do this, and you can see we're pretty much organizing our code into parts. And I just have to be certain that we got everything. Total people is here. Okay, that's there, that's there. Total seconds is that. Okay, these two are kind of together. Total seconds, total people. And then this is total minutes is this times the seconds. I think it works out. Basically the final total ends up being total per seconds, but I didn't need this extra step. I could have just called it final total and total per seconds. Yeah, get rid of that there. Okay, that makes a little more sense, right? Because normally you have two variables, not one. Just hang on a sec, guys. All right, my bad, guys. I had to take that. Appreciate your patience. I did try to be quick. I don't know what I could have did to entertain you. I guess I could have did something like that. Let's see. Hold up. Here we go. Okay. All right. Let's go. I need to get more excited. I'm trying to be a little more serious mode for you guys and gals, okay? I don't know if you like me joking around or not. Maybe you do. Maybe you don't. But let's get to learning. Okay, so there you go. I'm not going to run this because I really don't care. We don't really have any values anyway, so I think we'll end up with 0 for an answer, to be honest. Right, we're not returning anything. Let's just see. I'll guarantee it's going to be 0. Because anything times 0 is 0, right, guys? And just for funsies, we're going to do it. Why not? We don't really need an end line. Good enough. Let's just run it, because I'm just going to get rid of it anyways, so... Oh, let's go! 0! Well, at least we know it works. I mean, technically speaking, it should be 0. These aren't declared. They're not initialized, right? You understand, guys? Right? These here are not initialized. These are. And same with this. This is our literal constant. This is our symbolic constant. Okay. There we go. Let's try to move forward. Get on to some new stuffs. Let's go. Hold up. Are we? Yeah, we're good. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Why do I have a colon there? Interesting. Let's fix that. There. All right. The nature of truth. Continuing with the course outline, guys and gals, okay? Every expression can be evaluated for its truth or falsity. Expressions that evaluate mathematically to 0 return false. All others return true. Okay? In previous versions of C++, all truth and falsity were represented by integers, but the ANSI standard introduced the type bool. Aha, we're getting into a new type. A new data type called bool. Okay? What's it recommending? Yeah, give it some sort of value, right? So this is still initializing. I always type. There's another word I always mess up. I think true as well. Okay. Let's see. Let's continue on. So same thing, right? Here we go. We're getting into a new data type. Right? True, false. That's what bool is. True, false. So we're still doing the same thing. We're declaring, creating a variable. This is still a variable. And we're initializing it. This is still initializing. All right? If I get rid of that, it's going to ask me to do that. And what does it say? Local variable is not initialized. Okay, same logic. All right, let's continue. Many compilers previously offered a bool type. Let's see. A bool can have one of 2 values, false or true, right? It's obvious. So there's only 2, so it's not really that scary, guys. think of true and false like this, and I will show it to you in the future. I look at true as 1 and false as 0. Okay? It's like an on-off switch. So true is on, false is off. It's another way of looking at it. Okay? All right. Many compilers previously offered a bool type which was represented internally as a long int and thus had a size of 4 bytes. I actually don't have... Let's see if I can find something. I don't really want to search anything on the internet. Data types. I should have all this stuff here already done for C++. Okay, I'm just looking for maybe a better chart. Something that has bool on it. But it doesn't say. I need something that shows the how much allocation in memory. Is this it? Hold up. Which one is this one? No, it's not on here either. Sorry, guys. Really wish I could find something better. They don't really have anything that good on the old interweb. Boolean meaning undefined. Size is undefined. Okay, I'm going to stop on that. So I'm just going to keep reading here. We'll see what it says. Okay. Now ANSI compliant compilers often provide 1 byte bool. Okay. Oh, actually we could even do that too. We could be explicit, and I'll see if I can find that again. Where we were being explicit with give me a sec. Just to see the data type. I'm on an X64, so I should know this off by heart, but I know we have to be explicit and do something to the effect of standard cout, and then bool size of or something like that, something to that effect. Just trying to remember the method in memory. I think it could be size of. Just going off memory. Yeah, it could be that. Let's try that. What did I do? 46. Where's my typo here? Brand new. What? Okay, let me just find it. Syntax matters. Syntax matters. I feel like, okay, maybe it's not here. Maybe it was back further. Here we go. Size of. I have it backwards. That's what it is. Okay, so we do this in front. Right. What am I? I'm being silly, guys. Man, am I being silly? Right? I just literally said it. It's a method. Okay, all methods have parentheses, and then they take arguments. I must be new. Yeah, I am new. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay, let's run it. There we go. 1. And I could go something to this effect. Memory allocation. Type bool is, and then finish it with byte. something to that effect. Okay, and hopefully, what am I missing? I'm missing right here. Syntax. Okay, run it again, and let's go. Okay, memory allocation type bool is 1 byte, and actually it should be singular, not plural. Okay, now we know. And then I could actually add something like, I don't know, however I wanted to. I could go on an x64 architecture system. Something to that effect. Okay? Boom. Okay? Man. It's funny, I'm just kicking myself a little bit. Okay? And I literally said it earlier, size of, this is actual method. Okay? So and all methods have parentheses. And they take in arguments. Okay? Bool was our argument. Okay? Guys and gals, I will get it organized and give you the information correctly eventually. Well, not eventually, sooner than later. Okay, let's get back to where we were. Now that you guys know, right? It's 1 byte. I imagine it's the same for a 32. If people are still using 32-bit systems, I don't know. That would be x86, right? x86? Yeah. Okay, where am I here? Okay. So evaluating with the relational operators. The relational operators are used to compare two numbers to determine whether they are equal or if one is greater or less than the other. Every relational statement evaluates to either true or false. Okay, the relational operators are presented later. Blah, blah, blah. I'm going to actually bring them up right now. Okay, so first thing I wanted to show, I'll bring up a visual. Is this it? Yes. So my chart, which I wanted to just bring up quickly and share, well, it doesn't have bool on it, right? As you can see. Has everything else but. Okay, I forget. I got that off the internet. I don't know. I didn't even see it in the search, to be honest, but it's no big deal, guys. Just be aware of how much memory allocation for each data type and your range. Those are kind of important things to remember. And having the visual, right, so that you can reflect on it when need be, right? You're not expected to memorize all this. Eventually, over time, you'll remember it, but you don't need to memorize this. By all means, you don't. Okay? Unless you have an exam. Maybe it has that. I don't know. Okay, let's go to my notepad. And we're going to go to relational operators. And bool is not in here. Okay, I moved bool. Boolean, here we go. I actually found my Boolean section. Boolean is yet another data type. Think true or false statements. Simply put, a Boolean variable can only have two possible values, true or false. Boolean values declared true are assigned a value of 1, and false values are assigned a value of 0. Okay, that's all you really need to. You do want to remember that, right? Just think on. If it's on, there's power. Power is 1. 0 is nothing. Just think of 0 as nothing. If it's off, it's nothing, right? Note that we are not referring to binary numbers here, okay? But you can think of a computer, as in binary, right? There's a lot going on for sure, like data types, ASCII tables. There's lots of things to take in, but once you organize it in your head, you're going to be fine. Okay, and again, repetition, studying, doing a little bit of review before watching the streams. Take notes, guys and gals, and you can screenshot or just even type code as I'm doing it if you want to follow along, right? Again, there's free IDEs out there. I'm using Visual Studio. I've created my own theme, so the color theme is going to be different. Version 17, 14, 12, and it's community version, okay? Other people use visual code or something to that effect. I don't know. There's other types that you can use, and terminals if you want to get into. Yeah, hey kid, love you. If you want to get into, typing terminal code. Hang on a sec, guys. Okay, appreciate your patience, guys and gals. Life, but that's okay. I can't complain. I got my kid. Life is great. Okay, let's continue. Where am I here? All relational operators return a value of type bool. That is either okay. I kind of read that already to you. Now I'm looking for. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm closing this. I don't need that anymore. Okay. Relational. For some reason I moved it further down my code here. I don't know why I did. Just want to kind of reflect on the information I have in my my study book, if you will, my note-taking book, which is in Notepad, almost 148,000 characters long. Lots of good information in here. We're getting closer. Assignment operators, comparison. It's the comparison we're getting into now, the logical. Okay, here we go. 6 types of comparison operators. We're going to be using these, right? They're for comparing whether one variable is true to another variable, for example. You have equal to. You have not equal to. So what's used there is an exclamation point. Okay, not equal. Exclamation point equals. And then you have, just fix this up. That's what happens when you copy and paste stuff. Gets all messed up. Your common ones that we've all learned in mathematics class, these are all the same. You can use them to compare stuff, compare information. For the most part, you are using symbolic constants in your comparison, okay? Less than, greater than. The way I look at it, if maybe some of you are having troubles, and it's okay, remembering which direction is which. The way I do it, I don't know, hopefully you know what Pac-Man is. Like, If you don't know what Pac-Man is, where have you been? Okay? But I always look at it like this. Pac-Man wants to eat the largest ghost, or whatever you want to, however you want to look at it. Okay? If you notice the direction, I look at it like a mouth. You know, a mouth. Waka, 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 waka. And right? So it wants to eat the larger value. That's my little tip in memorizing less than and greater than. Okay? And then you have less than or equal to, and you have greater than or equal to. Alright? Note that equal to is reserved for setting a value equal to a variable. Like, for example, int x equals 8. Right? Those are our assignment operators. Okay? Left hand side equals right hand side. Alright, don't forget that. Note that the double equals is reserved for comparing a variable and a value. Okay? Is x equal to 8? You can even say it like that. Equal to. Okay, these are your comparison. And if you notice, you always use them. Here's the tip. You only use them inside your parentheses. The parentheses are where we place our could be anything, like an if statement, for example. If one side equals another side. Okay, if you want to know where they go, this would be an example. Actually, I'll just go like this. Okay? And in the parentheses, this is where, well, normally, it depends on the situation, right? When you're creating your functions, you're putting in parameters. We'll get into more of this in the future, okay? But when you're actually putting in your arguments, when you want to run your code, you're putting in your arguments. Okay? All right. I'll just leave that. Control S. And there you go. And then we have the logical, which we haven't got into yet. Stay tuned. All right, one thing at a time. All right, so if the integer variable my age has a value 45, okay, so we're going to clean stuff up here. Okay, let's say we're creating a new variable, int my age equals 45. All right, declare and initialize. And then let's see, if the and the integer variable your age has the value 50, so let's go like this. Okay, you can obviously see they have two different literal constants. You can determine whether they are equal by using the relational equals operator. Okay, I'm just going to go like this. There. It's weird how it always pops in those other weird brackets. Relate. Okay, equals operator. All right. And like I said, if we haven't got into any if statements yet, but this is where you would put them. Okay, so you would go my age. If my age is equal to, always, it's never, well, I can't say never, I guess, my age, no, we're comparing here, okay, yeah, never, it's never a single equal to, it's always a double equal to, okay, I just have to confirm in my head if that's true or not, right, and yes, right, this becomes like a true or false in the sense. If my age is equal to your age, which obviously we could see that they aren't, that makes this false. So just typing something like this actually creates an evaluation, right? So it becomes, in the sense, if, so this becomes 0 in the sense. Okay, that makes sense? It ends up becoming 0, or in the sense, false. Okay? Because obviously it's not true, right? Let's continue. The expression evaluates the false because the variables are not equal. You can check to see if my age is less than your age by using the expression, right? So we could do that. I'm just going to clean this up, do and undo. So we could say is if my age is less than or equal to your age, and you can see that's going to end up being true. So in the sense, this becomes a 1. If you think of it like that's what's happening under the hood, right? Beep, boop, beep, boop, boop, beep, 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 boop, 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 boop. That's computing link talk. Beep, 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 boop, 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 beep, 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 beep. Okay? It outputs a beep or a boop. I know it's corny. It's still funny though. Is a beep 1 or is a boop 1? Well, what is it, guys? Is a beep 1 or is a boop 1? Which one is it? Let me know in comments down below. What do you think? All right. Continuing on. So less than, but it's not equal to, right? So we could have a less than, right? Yes, my age is less than your age. And so that's true. Okay. Many novice C++ programmers confuse the assignment operator equal to with the operator equal to. Okay. I don't want to be mean, but maybe they just, okay, ... But it's not, that's kind of why I was trying to explain this ahead of time, guys and gals, right? Inside your parentheses is where you put your parameters or arguments. The only time you use a singular equal to is when you want to give it a value. It's used for value's sake, okay? Equal to is used for comparison's sake, okay? If you need to put notes down, type little notes to yourself, right? Just remember that, okay? We never go like this. My age is equal to 45. That's incorrect. You can see I get these squiggly lines instantly because inside the parentheses, they're designed for arguments or parameters, okay? So incorrectamundo. Right? And then we talked about the 6 relational operators, right? We've talked about all of them. I'm gonna go like this. Boom. Right? Let's see if I can. I always go equals to. I don't know, I just always say that in my head, right? Let me fix this so that it's easier for you to read. Okay? Equal to, less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, and not equal to. Okay? That's the way it should be. Yeah, and not equal to. Alright, guys, gals. Let me just bring up this visual for you so you can have it. I guess I could. Okay, just little tips. There you go. Okay, lots of information there for you, and you can snipping tool that if you want. Just save it in your pictures folder or wherever you want to. Okay, there you go. Let's continue. The if statement. Now we're getting into it. The if statement. Okay, we're just trying to keep moving forward here, guys and gals, right? I imagine a lot of you just want to learn, okay? I'll try to be serious. I'm just trying to make it fun and interesting for you guys too, so you don't get bored. I'll balance it. All right? So keep it interesting. Normally, your program flows along line by line in the order in which it appears in your source code until it reaches a function, then it jumps from the function, goes into the function, does function things, jumps back out of the function, and goes back to the main. Yada, yada, yada. I didn't mean to go on that tangent, but that's kind of what's happening. Right? Like this here. It goes, this is calling or invoking. We're kind of calling the function. So once it gets here in the main, we're inside the main. It's where all the magic happens, in the main, okay? It jumps into here, grabs this information, spits it out into our console, and then jumps to the next line. So it goes to here, goes into the method or function. Once it leaves the function, it probably goes here and then just jumps right to the next line. That's what they mean. The simplest form of an if statement is the following, okay? And here we go. So if, I always put a space between, now there's two styles of parentheses, guys and gals. I can't remember the names of it, and I actually don't feel like looking for it because K&N and different industries, different companies use a specific style. So you'll see people type code with a parenthesis up here. That's one style. That's how I started out. I started out like this, and then I ended up changing to this. I liked it better. It gave that extra, it kind of gives that extra space, right? It gives that extra space between your line code or between the information above it. So like we could have return something, right? Boy, you're old, something like that, you know? Okay, what did I do wrong? Maybe because it needs information, right? So int my age, I should have kept it, equals 45, and then your age equals 50. And then if I'm comparing, right? If my age is greater than, or we could say equal to, your age, and oh, I know what it is, because that's what it is, okay? I was missing my other. Now I meant to get into this, right? there was that one stream where I was like, because I kind of paused in my head and in my brain because I couldn't remember the name, but they're actually called two different things. They're the exact same thing, but it just depends on what you're doing in code. Okay? So beware of that. There's one called binary scope resolution operator. They're the exact same syntax, and the other is called urinary scope resolution operator. And if I'm correct, the binary one's used with the class. I didn't mean to call it constructor. We'll call it method, just so you know what I'm talking about. Because constructors, technically a method is, well, I don't want to call it that, but constructor does, it makes the magic happen too. Constructors are awesome. Okay, so there you go. All right, so I was just missing one of my colons, and that's why all of this sat there, right? Because normally it automatically jumps to the line for you. It tabs nicely for you. Okay, so the way it's normally set up is if, and you could use your curly brackets, whatever style you prefer is up to you. That's another thing that you could do. Again, if you're coding, you're the coder, you pick your style, you pick what you like. You do you. Again, do realize that some companies are going to be kind of adamant about you using a particular style, right? Coding is very consistent. Once you learn the syntax and the order kind of operations of typing line code, it gets easier and it gets easier to read. Okay, so two styles with your curly brackets. Expression and statement. Okay, and I'm just going to comment that all out. The shortcut is Control KC. You have to highlight everything. Highlight what you want to comment out. Control KU. Control KC. I hit a wrong button. Control KC. Control KU. KC. KU. KC. KU. Okay? That's how you comment out. You can even tab. There's a way to tab. Is it Control Tab? No. It's not Control Tab. Control, is it Shift Tab? I can't remember if it's Shift Tab. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, I just ended up tabbing the other way. Okay, Tab. Yeah, that's it. Just hold Shift. And you could like tab. Normally you don't have your line code that far. But let's say it's in a weird spot, you don't like it. Just Shift Tab. Whoops. Control Z. Tab to go right, Shift Tab to go left. Tab to go right, Shift Tab to go left. Okay, little tips. Okay, again, you have to highlight the portion that you want to move, right? The expression in the parentheses can be any expression, but it usually contains one of the relational expressions. If the expression has the value false, the statement is skipped. Okay? If it evaluates true, the statement is executed. Okay, makes sense? So if it's skipped, what goes with an if statement, if this is false, then we go to an else. Okay? Right? So if this is false, then it skips this statement or block of code and goes to the else statement. What's the opposite of, or what goes with if? It's else. Okay? There is another one. We'll get into more if else. We're kind of in that area now, but that's how that works. Okay? If it's not true, then it goes to whatever. Again, you have to add the else statement for it to be, for it to happen. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of this. And then again, I could put an else. All right, I'm also talk about it now. Okay. And then what I could do, and here we go. Here's your most simple if-else statement. Boy, you're young, right? Okay. Block of code, right? Curly brackets is where your statements go, right? Or whatever you want happening, okay? Everything, all the magic happens in the curly brackets. Again, don't mess up your curly brackets. If I'm missing one, you can see how it jumped, right? It did this kind of line jump. It's broken right now. Essentially, if I run this, I'm going to have errors, okay? I'm just going to go Control Z because Control Z is your friend. Again, you can use the undo redos up here at the top. Control Z or Control Shift Z. ZZ. Tomato, 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 potato. Doesn't matter, guys and gals. It all cooks the same. All right. Okay. Let's do this. Okay. The expression in parentheses can be any expression, but it usually contains one of the relations. Okay, consider the following example. Okay, let's I'm just gonna go, maybe should I keep it? Sure, why not? Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. Let's go big number and small number. I can't remember which one was which before. Small, actually, small number. Okay, I don't know. I'm going to go 145 and I'm going to go 2050. Good enough, okay? The code compares big number and small number. If big number is larger, the second line, the line sets its value to the value of small number. If big number is not larger than small number, the statement is skipped. Okay, so I'm just going to type in code here. Big number first, just so it makes sense, okay? Again, see, now we're putting in our arguments, okay? They call them expressions. This is an expression. All of it is an expression. These are our arguments. We're putting in our arguments. All arguments are inside the parentheses. You can see how the parentheses are doing, they have a different purpose. Again, once you start typing more code in that, you'll know when to type what syntax to use. And again, the software is intelligent enough, the way it's done in the code behind, to know that when you're using it in the parentheses in this form or fashion, it knows what you're doing, okay? All right, so our comparison is greater than, not equal to. Okay, so if big number is greater than small number, and I don't know, I could leave the statements, it doesn't matter. Big number is equal to, now this is the leapfrogging that we're kind of doing, right? Left-hand side equals right-hand side. So now we're assigning small number to equal big number with that line right there. It's reassigning. Okay, again, it gets updated on the stack and line by line, and then the compiler will print out the most recent saved information in memory. Okay, so big number, I'm just gonna go like this. I double click it and it quickly highlights. Like if you just double click, it highlights it quickly. Okay, and then we're going to print out big number. We're going to return it to the console. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the other one. They actually got swapped. And I don't know, I'm just going to do it like this, just so we have a statement here. And then I'm just going to use small number. Okay, I don't know what's it going to do. If big number is greater than small number, which is true, it's going to run this, right? You can see that. We can clearly see that big number is greater than small number. So that makes this expression true, right? Automatically. Expressions make the things happen under the hood, okay? Which obviously becomes a 1. Okay, under the hood. This here is human readable. That's why we type it like this. Okay, so this being true, the else statement's not even going to be run. So I'm going to build it. Is anything going to happen? Let's find out. Okay, big number equals 145. So, and you're asking yourself, well, why is it 145? Well, that's what this did, right? So we actually made big number equal to small number. We reassigned it. We changed its value. That's why it's returning 145, guys. Line by line, right? So if I comment this out, and you know what, actually, as a matter of fact, I'm going to go like this, and I'll just put it here instead. And I'll just build it again and run it. Okay, 2050. As expected. Okay, so, but if I switch the sign to less than, now this becomes false. So this becomes false or 0 under the hood, which means it's going to jump to the else statement. That's how simple if-else statements are. If one block of code, again, this expression determines what happens, right? The flow of the program. Make sense? Okay, so I'm going to build that, run it. It should print out the else statement. And we're going to see small number or big number be reassigned. Okay, again, 145, right? That's normal. This is just leapfrogging. That's all we're doing is leapfrogging values. That's all we're doing, guys. Okay, and small numbers being printed because small number hasn't changed, right? It's true. Actually, we're not even printing big number. What am I on? Right? So if I print big number, my bad, guys, you'll see that big number is actually equal to small number. Okay? Just depends on what you want to do in your code. Again, you're the coder. You tell the program what to output. You're the creator. You're the designer. You use your thinking cap. Put on your thinking cap skills. And you create code. Make the magic happen. Okay? Once you learn the basic fundamentals and the theory and this and that of coding, then the world is your oyster. I'm telling you. If you have any ideas, right? Again, I'm going on 4 years now. Okay. I've done a lot of different things. I haven't really released any projects or anything because I'm just bouncing all over the place doing so many different things, trying to learn so many different new concepts, trying to advance to my coding skills to, professional or an advanced level, right? Okay, and I love learning. And so do you, and it's great to have you. Let's go. Let's drop this in just because we can. great to see so many people learning and wanting to learn. It's a beautiful thing. It truly is. Okay. Pretty easy, right, guys? It's not so terrible. It's not so bad. Okay, this time, all right. So that's pretty much the breakdown on that. Okay, there's no reason for me to go on and on. Okay, let's do a little fun program. How are we doing for time? Okay, we'll do a little fun program just to make it a little interesting. Okay, and we're gonna type some code. Okay, some baseball code. All right, and I'm just kind of going off their example, and we're gonna create a couple of variables, and then, man, you guys are so lucky. Hanging out, sitting in the stadium, watching baseball. Life must be good. I was born in the wrong country. That's how I feel, guys. I honestly feel like that. I needed to be born more south, even though I don't mind the cold weather. Or cooler weather. All right, let's go. I've never been to a baseball game, a real baseball game. Sucks. What a waste of life for the Mets. The Mets, I mean, not the Mets. Okay, this is gonna be fun. Let's do this. So I'm gonna introduce you guys to something new. Okay, I like to kind of explain certain things so you know what's what, and then we're gonna get into, probably the area or topic. I don't like to type stuff without you guys knowing what it is or what it's doing, so I kind of jump back and forth and explain things. Okay, I just need to find my standard CN section here in my notes. If you guys are interested in my WhiskeyTango TT.cpp text file, just let me know. $10.99. Cheap like borscht. Cheap like borscht. And it's got a lot of good reading material. I'd buy a lot of paper and make sure you have extra printer ink. Because it's slowly growing. It's 148,000. I've been slowly putting it on GitHub, but I don't know. I'm working on my own program right now. Plus, I'm doing these videos for you guys and gals, which I appreciate. Again, you guys and gals are the reason this keeps going, right? Keep the views up. Keep doing it. Keep being awesome. Every single one of you are awesome. And then, of course, I got video editing and stuff like that, too. And I try to do that stuff quickly. And then, of course, I got to deal with, the occasional, music troll, copyright troll. And I have to, overwrite certain portions of my videos with songs. It's very time consuming. And then I'm working on my own project. And yeah. And then, of course, I'm being, a proud dad raising my son full time, and I got to do stuff like dishes and cooking and cleaning and laundry and getting his lunch ready and making his lunch and all the parental type things, plus help him learn his mathematics, which I need to do. Need to kick his butt. Well, not physically. He knows I wouldn't kick his butt, but he respects his dad because he knows his dad took martial arts. So I train him. Anyways, didn't mean to go on a tangent. Okay, What was I looking for again? Man, guys, bad. Yeah, standard C out stuff. That's what I'm looking for. I gotta stay on track, man. Okay, here we go. I found it. Okay, I just gotta move it where so that it doesn't kind of jump. Okay, so this section here, right? You guys obviously know the standard C out, and we have this one called C in, and it's the standard input stream, the I stream. Oh, stream, I stream. I love to have some ice cream. Okay. And then we have the insertion operator. So if you notice, the C out, the direction that it goes, okay? We're going out, if you think about it, out. And these ones are going in. So we're going to be using, so take note, right? When you're going out to the stream, you're going out. And when you're taking it, this is for taking information in. This is actually a cool one. This is great because now you're going from just spewing out information to the console to actually being interactive with the console. It's a beautiful thing. It truly is. So there you go. Standard CN. CN I think stands for character in, right? Because C out stands for character output. Okay? And I kind of taught it, think of it as console out, but a lot of people will argue, it means character out, okay? I better be careful here. I don't want to mess things up. Okay, there you go. Just gotta make sure I don't mess things up here. I do have a backup of it, but always have a backup. So there you go. Now you know. So you have to use because it's part of the standard library and the direction. You see the direction is different with these overloaded operators. Part of the IO stream. The IO stream is your library, guys and gals, okay? Your basic standard library that has all the magic inside. Without it, you can't type any of this stuff. Okay? Just letting you know. So we had to create a variable. We needed some variables. So, and that's it. There's your statement right there. Okay? So what we're doing is we're printing out to the console. I'll just do it now. And it's going to ask the question. And then here's the cursor's flashing. It's actually waiting for information. Right? So I could actually type a number and then hit enter. Okay, of course, so all it's done is it took in that value. Okay, it accepted it and it should be stored, right? We didn't actually print it to the screen. Right? CO, because now we have to tell it what we want it to do. We want it to return it to the console. And this way you can see your results. Okay. So I'll build that again. We'll run it and then you can see. So 34, I just put a random number. Boom, there. Not awesome? I know it seemed kind of quick and fast, but it's still this. That's pretty cool. I love it. I was all excited the first time I got to input data into the console. Once you start making code happen and creating code and little projects and that, man, it gets fun. It gets fun. Always back up your code on Notepad, just in case. Okay, so there we go. Let's continue. It's kind of like we're doing a story now. Okay. Created two variables. Okay. let's enter the score for the Mets. Okay, now let's enter the score. And I'm just going to copy these. I didn't need to print them just yet. So I copied and pasted, okay? So the very first thing you guys and gals do, update your information. Always, before you get too far, okay? Make sure, okay? Mets, perfect. Yankees, awesome. Good, we're doing good. And then I could add in, if I want, I could add in, this is, again, your code. They do it with the double. Again, if you understand that this is technically a single character, yes, we're seeing two characters, but really it's a single character. That way you can actually use single quotes for a singular new line. And if you want, I'm not even typing code properly here. Isn't that amazing? Double. If you want a double new line. Okay, and I can see I have an error here. There we go. So I could take this. I've actually got it down here. You can see the exact same thing, right? That's the difference. Single new line, double new line. Single quotes, double quotes. All right. So now we're going to use if-else statements, okay? If the Met score is greater than the Yankee score, right? Because they're going to be stored in memory now, right? Again, the variables get updated line by line, stored into memory. The program's running, so I imagine, that's still stored on the stack. Because, I don't know, I think of newing up is on the heap, but we're not doing any newing up. You'll hear me use that word newing up in the future. Hopefully I continue these for you guys and gals and you still watch it. Okay, so if the Met score is greater than the Yankee score, we're going to return, I don't know, something. Let's go Mets, okay? Something simple. You could elaborate and do whatever you want, right? Let's go Mets. And then I'll put my new line inside. That's something else you could do, right? If you're working with a string literal, okay, if you're working with a string literal, okay, to save some extra typing, you can do this. There's nothing that says you can't. You can do that. Yes, you can. Or you can save that extra little bit of typing, if you will. Maybe it saves some, I don't know, bits and bytes. I don't know. But you can actually put your new line right inside your string literal. Okay, just to let you know. Okay. I recommend doing this. The time that you usually use the other one is if you're going standards. This. I'm just going to show you an example here quickly. I already have it below here, but it doesn't matter. I'm just going to do one for the other one. So you can't, because this is a variable, right? You can only do it with inside a string literal. But what you're doing here is you're creating an enter, and it'll actually take that variable and put it underneath. Okay, we don't want that. So I'm going to go like this, be consistent. And this is where you would put your new line, right? Because you're going to want one. Okay, so the other way to do it is if you don't have anything in between, I could actually put instead of putting the new line at the end, I still have a string literal here. I could go new line right there. Okay. Now, if I'm going to have code in between, I'm most likely going to end up putting a new line, right? Just depends on what you got going on line by line. That's the only difference. Okay, so I could take this and I could use that style new line as well. That makes sense? I should be able to enter in values for both teams. And there we go. Let's go Mets. And then it printed out the actual values I entered. These are the values I entered, being interactive with the console. And then it spits out the information. It got saved into the variable, right? The variable is what holds the information, okay? The variable itself. The variable has a memory address. The compiler goes directly to that memory location. It looks inside its container, right? It looks inside the box. Okay, it looks inside the box and it goes, oh, this number is inside there. I just need to grab that number. Okay, it goes to the memory address, grabs the number that's inside, and spits it out to the console. And that's what these variables right here are doing. Okay, this is just text information we're putting to the screen or console, right? That makes sense, guys? Totally does. Okay, let's see. Let's do the other one. I could actually, well, you can do this. I would probably use an else, but I mean, it depends on what you want to do. So we'll just swap these. Or actually, I could take the exact same ones. And then the only thing I have to do is make sure I change my sign. Right? You can see they're both different. Right? Now, if Met score is greater than, greater than, or is Met score less than, right? Make sure you change your sign. Again, when you're copying. Otherwise, just stick to typing it out. Okay? And then I'm just gonna copy this just to save some time and then just say, let's go Yankees. Okay? Make sure you update your information quickly. What do I have wrong here? Oh, I got a double parentheses. You can see. I could tell by seeing that my standard cout is kind of ghosted. It's not really ghosted, but it's grayed out. Right, this is part of my color theme. And it's telling me, I can look at it and go, okay, I got something wrong here somewhere. And typically, it's always above. One line or two lines above. Okay, I have a double parentheses. That's why. Okay, boom. I don't know, it just happened. I was typing and I ended up pressing something, you know. Okay, so, and then we could have another if. We could go wild with the if statements, right? We could. So, so we have one for greater than, we have one for less than, and I'm just going to copy these. What if the scores are the same? Okay, equal to. Okay, remember, it's equal to inside with our arguments. Okay, if Met score is equal to the Yankee score, what are we going to do? A tie? Nah. It can't be. Just can't be. Bop, 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 bop. end with a semicolon, standard cout, give me the real score for the Yanks. And then we're going to CN. We're going to update. We're going to use the exact same input, user input, because we're asking the user, hey, give me the real score. So that means we have to update the variable that's stored on the memory, stack memory, okay? On the stack. Okay, so there we go. And then we could actually have more if statements inside. I mean, you could really... This is where we're kind of getting into nesting if statements, right? So I'm actually just going to be reusing what I have here. So I could actually take this stuff here. Let's do one at a time. Okay? So if the Mets score is greater than the Yankees score, actually, is that swap? Well, yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. Just want to double check here. If the Mets score is greater than, knew it. Knew it. Let's go. Let's go Mets. Okay? And then I could copy this one, right? We're kind of just reusing code at this point. Again, this is the equal to part, right? We didn't necessarily have to do all this extra, but I mean, it's just to show you guys and gals that you can do this sort of stuff, right? Don't let it confuse you. It's just the code will go through it. It'll do all this stuff. It'll print out information. It depends, right? If this is not true, then it goes to this one. If this is not true, then it goes to this one. If this becomes true, then it goes inside here and does whatever is in here, right? If it's not true, it just skips it. Okay? They're like error checks, if you want to think of it that way. It's like error checking in a sense. Okay? Knew it. Go Yanks. Okay? And then we could also throw in another equal to. So I'm going to go like this and put in another equal to. And then we're going to say, wow, it really was a tie. And then I don't know, huh? And then that's it. And then we could finish, let's see. We could break outside of this if statement. We could go outside of it now. I'm actually going to be... These are just redundant. These are... You could... I like to use these as like information checks, right? When you enter information, it's kind of like part of the testing, right? Use these for testing, just to see what your result is going to be, right? While you're creating your little code. And it doesn't have to be, what I have here. But let's say you have a certain variable and you want to see what kind of output. Maybe it's an arithmetic calculation of some sort. And then you could comment them out so that they're not run. So, but we could finish with something, finally, and just say, I don't know. That must have been a great game. Wish I was there. Something to that effect, because I actually feel like that. Boom. And because it's a string literal, I could put a backslash n right in there. So let's run it and test it and see what happens. Okay, boom. Okay, what's the score? I'll just start with 34. 23. There we go. Let's go, Mets. That must have been a great game. Wish I was there. Okay, this will always get run, guys. Okay, because it's outside. Right? This is all kind of like nested stuff together. And this is above, and this is below. So this stuff will always be outputted. Right here, it just depends on what's true or not, right? So it's not all going to be outputted. It'll be skipped. Some will be skipped. Some will be, you know what I mean? Okay, let's run it again. Let's say 23-34. Let's go Yankees. That must have been a great game. Wish I was there, right? Same kind of result. So let's say the score was the same. Okay? Of course, those are pretty high values. Let's go 8-8. A tie? Nah, it just can't be. Give me the real score. And then I could say 8. Wow, it really was a tie, huh? That must have been a great game. Right? That actually went into the tie because it compared, right? Give me the Yanks score, right? And it just compared it to the Mets score, which was still saved in memory. That wasn't changed. We didn't change it. Let's do it where we change it. Let's go 8 again. Let's say it wasn't. Let's say it was 10. Knew it. Let's go Yanks. Right? Let's try 8, and let's go 6. Knew it. Let's go Mets. I could use some extra spaces, right? This is where you can kind of do some editing, right? A little extra tweaking and adjusting. Not tweaking, literally tweaking. Don't be one of those guys, okay? I don't want to make fun. I better be quiet, okay? No tweakers allowed. Hilarious. Tweaking and adjusting, guys. You can do tweaking and adjusting. Alright, so let's check it out. And there we go. Now I created some space, right? Just by doing some little bit of editing. Clean it up a little bit. Makes it a lot more visually appealing to read for the user and such, right? It's kind of no different than doing editing in, let's say you're doing an essay or something. You know, your edits. Alright, that is it, guys and gals. That is it. I appreciate you watching, every single one of you beautiful, intelligent people. If you hit the play button right off the get-go, that automatically tells me you're an intelligent individual. I love it. It's great to have you. Truly, truly mean that. That is it. We will see you guys tomorrow, next stream. Have an awesome rest of your day, evening, night. Whoever you are, wherever you are. Appreciate you. Johnny Whiskey Tango Sharp Coding. I will check you guys out in the next video. For now, take care. Peace out. And peace.
Maybe I don't understand this.